much for giving me this opportunity to share my story. Thank you. Why should we care about others? Outside the reproductive health clinic in Tanzania, a woman sat by herself, far from others. She was down, deeply desperate. She seemed not to know what to do. Neema, not her real name, she was scared to talk to anyone. Being a woman myself and a healthcare provider, I always learned how to care about others. And I could spot something was not right with Neema. I knelt down next to her, and the woman's story eventually came out. Neema, 16 years of age, in a polygamous marriage, was just had given birth to her first child a few months ago. During her antenatal care visit, she was counseled and tested for HIV, and she was found to be HIV positive. Married in a family with 2 other wives, it was extremely difficult for her to disclose her status to husband and the other wives, fearing victimization, denial of financial support, and feared that she would be chased away. She decided not to continue with antenatal care visits at the hospital because it was also difficult for her to bring her husband to the facility for HIV testing. She was lucky. She continued very well with her pregnancy without any problem till she reached the term. Her mother-in-law was a traditional birth attendant. She attempted to assist her delivery for over 15 hours, till finally she took her to a hospital for a cesarean section. The baby survived, and the baby was given prophylaxis to protect her from getting HIV. Neema was discharged, but afterwards, she started experiencing leakage of urine uncontrollably. Her husband was disgusted by her condition, and after months of physical and emotional abuse, he abandoned her. I knew the woman is suffering from a tear in the vagina and bladder that allows urine to leak out and could have been caused by a prolonged obstructed labor. Working in the same consultant hospital and noticing Neema was very traumatized, I had to take her through several counseling sessions to enable her to accept her condition. I took time to listen to her. I gave her the right information, and I also encouraged her to go back to the husband's village to disclose her status and bring the family for testing. I referred her to a gynecologist, and you know what? She had a successful repair of the tear. The hospital also subsidized Neema Hospital's costs. She was discharged, and she had confidence to go back to her husband's village. She disclosed her status, and she was able to bring the husband and the other wives to the facility for HIV testing. Unfortunately, all of them tested HIV positive, but they started HIV treatment. Neema is one among millions of women in Tanzania and around the world who are vulnerable to HIV, gender-based violence, and untreated fistulas, which often leads to abuse and abandonment by spouses, by friends, and by entire community. My client had an unusual positive outcome. She survived the obstructed labor. She had a baby. And you know what? The baby eventually tested HIV negative. She also was able also to survive her husband's abuse. And she started care and treatment services. And you know what? She met a healthcare worker who took her pain seriously, and she was able to give her the right care she needed. I'm so happy being a healthcare worker, working in Tanzania and serving millions of women like Neema. And this is the reason why we care about others. Thank you.